Hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday evening. I'm going to turn it over here already. I readjusted the music a little bit so it's not as loud in my ears. But if it's too low on the stream, just let me know. I will readjust if I have to. Because I still have a little bit of scroll. I have a decent amount of scrolling room left on the old slider. But we're continuing with the Hellbrute. Last stream, we went and got the green finished on the main body. It's shaded, and it's all painted up and it's shaded. I haven't done the weapon arms. I've not done the arms yet. So I'm wondering if I need to... Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm already going to claim it now. I'm going to shade the weapons. The green on the weapons before I move to anything else on the model. Just so that way all of the green is finished. So, I'm going to use Drakenhof Nightshade to do the shading. I think it gives a nice color in the recesses. It's not quite black, but it is definitely way darker than what's currently there. So, put a little bit of this on my palette. If I have to take the weapons off, I can, though. So we're going to start with this shoulder pad. I don't want to spend too much time on this tonight because I want to get to the trim as soon as I can. And y'all guys had me for about 2.5 hours. We'll say 2.5 hours. Do I think they'll remake the Hellbrute? I think they will eventually. He's a little short compared to the Primaris Dreadnoughts. I'm hoping that they don't change him too much. I hope they kind of just resize him and then give us more weapon options. I don't think they need to reimagine him too much. But maybe make his legs a bit more articulated. And then maybe give us some more weapon options. Would be nice. I was actually thinking about that the other day, so I'm glad you asked. 'Cause, yeah, I do think they will. Don't know if it'll be this edition. It'd be nice if it'd be this upcoming edition. Before they do get rid of this one, though, I do want at least one more. But that one will be painted... I don't know if I want to paint it as my Death Guard or as my World Eaters. Because right now, both the World Eaters and the Death Guard ones are kind of saucy. The World Eaters one, if you don't have an answer to it, but you're smacking it, it can be a problem. The Death Guard one is really good because it can shoot the contagion, like where a model that got hit has the contagion ability, or not ability, but they get the contagion debuff. Even though they're on the other side of the freaking battlefield, which is nice. I do feel like in Death Guard specifically, the Hellbrute Defiler combo is going to be seen, but of course I'm not a totally competitive player. I just see that I have a feeling that the Hellbrute giving the contagion on a single target and then the Defiler comes in and then just gets rid of their cover. So now you have a target on the other side of the battlefield that has no cover and has -1 toughness, I think. I don't remember what the contagions are. I actually don't have the Death Guard Codex for this edition. Probably need to get it just so I can have it. In a lot of the, actually, when I think about it, in a lot of the different Chaos armies. Oh, there goes the missile launcher. That's all right. I need to get the flesh on this missile launcher done, at least this arm piece, and then I can properly glue this onto the model. But for now, it was poster tack, but it looks like the poster tack lost its grip. But in a lot of the Chaos armies, the Defiler and the Hellbrute are like a wombo combo. The only one I don't see it doing kind of anything special with is in the World Eaters, because the World Eaters ones are both just, I don't know, they both kind of just do their own thing. I haven't looked at Emperor's Children for the... Wait, does Emperor's Children even get the Hellbrute? Can the Hellbrute be taken with the World Eater, or with Emperor's Children? I'm looking right now. Not Chaos Space Marines. Dadgummit, that's not what I want. Why did it give me that one? Over Death Guard. Over 1,000 Suns. I know that with regards to models, AOS is a good place to raid for bits. Their mounts / beasts have good limbs for legs on a Hellbrute. And their demons have good arms / melee stuff. Yeah, I've seen some good conversions with the Hellbrute. One of the favorite amongst the community is the they take the Onager Dunecrawler from Admech. They take the quad legs and they just mount this on top of the quad legs. I haven't looked into doing that myself because the Dunecrawler is like an $80 model and I'm slapping a $60 model piece on top of it, so I don't see the use for that, but other people are enjoying it. Oh, the Emperor's Children do not get a Hellbrute. That's disappointing. Dang, Emperor's Children really lost out when they got their Codex. They don't get the Forge Fiend. Yeah. They honestly need to do a real big overhaul of Admech, because the average points cost for Admech is like $1 per point. So if you want a 2,000 point army of Admech, you're expected to pay about $2,000. And that was before any kind of price increase, so I'm going to guess they're probably even more expensive now. I did have this helmet done, but that was before I started shading. So I should have shaded this before I did this, but that's alright. You snuck in proxies? Smart man. That's smart. I have a couple of proxy chaos spawn. I have a bunch of the Gene Stealer from the Combat Patrol magazines as servitors. Yeah, that's cool. I should have gotten that magazine set, but I already had so many models that I'm trying to paint up that I would just increase my backlog. So probably smart to not have done that, even though I wish I could have. I might have to take this weapon off so I can finish shading. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah, I bought some Dungeons and Dragons miniatures that I use as spawn for my World Eaters and my Death Guard. I had 3 to 4 of them that I knew I would want. Dreadnought, etc. Yeah. Yeah, if you buy your AdMech stuff directly from Games Workshop, you're pretty much asking to play with knights mixed in, just so you don't have to spend so much money on AdMech models. You have to bring in some knights just to get it a little bit cheaper. Because I have the... I have not. Let me Google that real quick. Let me go to images. If I can spell it right. It's a parasite. From, yeah, Archon Studios. Let me take a look. Oh, wow. Those look cool. Those would be perfect for, like, Tzeentch demons. Yeah, for spawns, too. Like 20 euros? That's not bad at all. Definitely beats what GW's charging for 2 30-year-old models. Yeah, versus one Nerdling box for 25. Yeah. Why is there water on it? Okay. I was wanting to get like ally in like I was thinking like Rubric Marines and the Noise Marines, but for my Alpha Legion, but I don't know what direction they're going to go with that in the new edition. So I'm kind of holding off. Same with allying demons. Because right now, the way they have it is kind of sucky. When Chaos Space Marines, it's alright. But, for the Cult Legions, like Death Guard and World Eaters and all that, it's like, hey, only one detachment. Yeah, Rubrics need a refresh too. They were the first to transition away from proper Chaos Space Marines. So yeah, they look good. They just need a little refresh. Need a little bit more of this. Took you 3 months to paint a set of them because they're so monopose. Luckily, I got the Sorcerer kit. The kit bashed them all together. Yeah. I like kit bashing. I'm definitely more on the minor side of doing it, but I do enjoy doing it. Come on, there's just head swaps and arm swaps. Yeah, that's kind of what I do as well for the most part. Or if I have the Corn Demons, and a lot of them have like little trinkets and whatnot, and I'll add them to my Corn Berserkers. Cutting the back of the leg can help you bend it. Ah. Yeah, that's true. The Vallejo True Metallic. Yes. Yeah, I have seen them. I just haven't gotten any. Ooh, that would definitely make painting Alpha Legion a lot easier. Or any other color for that matter. It would definitely be a lot better than the paint that I'm using. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the color of this paint, but it's just the bad quality of it. Yeah, mine kind of went through, like, this is my old paint scheme color when I first got into Alpha Legion back in 2019, and these are just models that they're already too far along. I don't want to strip them. I'd rather just finish the paint scheme. But any new Alpha Legion models I paint are in this color, which is the Pterodon Turquoise contrast paint over like Ironbreaker. But because I have an airbrush, I just take advantage of the airbrush and just use the airbrush for all of this. You can manually put it on with a paintbrush, but I prefer the airbrush. Yeah, having those true metallic paints, I'll have to definitely look into them. Because another good thing about the Alpha Legion is I can paint them in a variety of different colors, and it'll be fine, because they could also be different warbands of the Alpha Legion. Because I'm even thinking about doing a small amount of my Alpha Legion models in a non-metallic color. Come on. There we go. A bunch of stuff, finally. Alright, cool. So that's all shaded now. I think. Looks like that it. We get shade in it. There we go. Alright, now to move on to the missile rack. Take this off. Hey, Paul. I have with my AdMech, I'll paint them in small batches, so 5 will have really good trim and melee weapons. Next 5 will have bare arms and guns, etc. Like it's a bunch of small cohorts all combined. Yes! See, I like that. I'm doing that kind of with my World Eaters as well. Because I have my first 10 Berserkers was the classic red and bronzy brass color. The next 10 that I'm still kind of working on is the white and blue. Oh yeah, he hates... Paul there hates batch painting. He'll rather literally do just one at a time. Yeah, but the payoff to me is worth it to batch paint. Even though I know my ADHD can get the better of me sometimes, I'm just like, I'm too bored. I don't want to touch these anymore. I'm tired of looking at these models. But when I see a full unit done, and they look so good, I'm like, it was worth the pain. That's kind of also why I'm doing this live stream and stuff. It's helping me keep consistent. I think last year I only painted 2 models in total, at least that I can remember. I painted the Terminator Captain for my Dark Angels in the Deathwing colors, and I painted Ragnar Blackmane that I ended up giving to a friend. And that's the only 2 models I remember from last year. So this year, me having 14 and working on my 15th model, I'm doing very, very well. Oh, dadgummit. If I could stop dropping this missile launcher, I'll be doing a lot better, though. I'm trying to just speed through getting the green, like, getting all this washed, so I can move onto getting the trim and other parts done on this model. That's my goal tonight. I would like to get the trim also done, but I'm also looking at other parts that I also want to get going as well. But so I don't know what I want to do next once this trim is done. Which, to be honest, is not going to be long from now. So we gotta figure it out. What part do y'all want to see me work on next? How about that? How about I ask you guys that? Oh, that's a little too much shade there. Take some of it away. Here's here for the ride. I hear you. That's fine. Honestly, the trim could wait because there is other parts that I need to paint that the trim can come in and kind of clean up. Like this missile rack, I have flesh and metal parts that need to be done. And I'm trying to remember what I did on the flesh already on the main part. And I think I remember what it is, so we're going to try it. And if it's close enough, we'll call it. Too much paint again, but we're good. We're chilling. You're on team trim and then paint between the lines. Okay, so you're trim first, then armor panels second. I just prefer doing the armor panels first, but that's just me. I'm not any expert in which way is the best. I was wondering why I wasn't going to that recess. That's not even a recess. That is like a vein. I think it's stretching. I was wondering why that was shading weird. Okay. Yeah, that's more on the model faster. That's that's kind of how I am. I could just take a big brush and get the armor panels done, and then I could take a smaller brush and then just work on the trim. Trim, either way, you're going to spend roughly an hour doing the one that's slower, in my experience. On a standard model, if I'm being careful, it can take me about an hour to do. And I'm only doing this. Normally I would just do an all over wash and come back with the other color. But because this green metallic is kind of a pain in the butt, and I would like to not mess with it anymore if I can help it, that's why I'm just doing the panel, like the panel shading instead. Alright. Missile launcher is now shaded. So now I can move on to the next part. Which, let's take a look. What do I need that's metallic that I don't have yet? Most of the model already has the metal on it. You picked up Call? Okay. I have him. I thought you already had him, though. Am I mistaken? I must be mistaken, because I don't see you making that mistake and buying two of him. Oh, no, you put him on your Christmas list. That's right. You never got him. Okay. I remember now, because you don't have to bother. That's right. He was on your Christmas list. That's right. I remember now. Okay. As for regular metal colors, actually, I do want to get... You know one color that I don't even have any on this model? I don't have black. I don't have any black on this model. That's interesting. So that is a color I could add in places. And I'm thinking on the wires below his legs. think it's some of the wires coming out of his chest. That needs gold. Why is that? Oh yeah, that is metal. Dadgummit. And that is an accent, which I already did here in gold, so I do need to put gold there. Dadgummit. Let's knock that out the way. Some Retributor armor. Is there anywhere else that's going to need that color? Not really. No. Nope. Okay, so this is the only bit of gold left on this entire model. So let's bang it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. Let's just... So I don't have to do it anymore. That's already more gold paint than I will ever use, but that's alright. Yeah, I already got some of the wires here painted like green and, or not green, red and blue, but I'm not going to do any more in those colors. I think that looks good. The rest of them will just be black and just call it a day. Try to be careful with it though and try to leave the metal color that's already in some of those wires. Just leave it as it is. For black, I like to use Black Legion instead of like Abaddon Black or anything like this because this contrast paint covers very well. So, I'll put some on my palette. Also, I did mean to stream last night as well, but I made the mistake of laying down while watching YouTube videos after work and woke up and it was already like 8 o'clock. And I haven't even had dinner yet at that time, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm not streaming today. They're talking about the possibility of us working Friday, but then again, we're maybe not. So they don't really know yet. Hopefully we don't have to work Friday, because that would give me more time to finish this model. If it does come down to it, I'll get up Saturday morning and do the final touches on this model if I have to. And then when I stream Saturday to show off the Defiler, I'm going to do a full unboxing and start building and all that fun stuff on stream. I'll just show. You're watching the live Titanic sinking. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was either today or yesterday was the anniversary of its sinking. Technically today in America, started sinking on the 14th. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I didn't know that either. Dang. Yeah, that's a nice little convenient thing they left out of the classic Titanic movie. You know what I should be painting today? I should be trying to paint my... Well, he's not primed, but it would have been funny if I was painting the Lords of the Maelstrom models, or Masters of the Maelstrom models in Huron Blackheart. Being today is, in America, it is tax day. That'd have been kind of funny. Come on. Did y'all look at the rules that they showed off today for the new edition about charging and melee and all that stuff? As a World Eaters fanboy, the rules made me very happy. It's not. I don't think it's enough to make melee armies oppressive, like super overpowered. But it's definitely rules I like. Yeah, exactly. You won't just charge and stand there. You and I also like in one of the examples it showed you charge a Demon Prince and a unit of like Khorne Berserkers into a Rhino. You kill the Rhino, and then the models emergency disembark out the back, and now your berserkers haven't fought yet, but they're not in engagement range of the unit that just came out of it. Yeah, it did fix the fights first stuff, because it, in only a few rare circumstances could I agree that even though I charged you, you had the upper hand and swung on me. But now it's, if you both have matching initiative, basically, the attacking player still swings first. But in their example with the Demon Prince killing the Rhino, and now the Corn Berserkers are just standing there, it's like, nope, not anymore. Now they can do a basically secondary pile-in up to 3 inches to catch the unit that came out of the Rhino. Or, like, you use one unit to clear a screen, the second unit can move 3 inches and catch the unit behind them. They made him an unchargeable model. I haven't seen that. I saw where you can do the uppy downy, but it was in his command phase after you've pulled your secondary objectives. Oh, yeah. And yeah. Because even if you charge and got fights first, he still swung first. And he's a master swordsman, so yeah, it makes sense. You had to charge him with, like, something super powerful. Or had some bonkers safe shenanigans. Take the gun arm off as well. Engagement range being now 2 inches is also hilarious to me, because we never experienced it, Paul, in our games, but someone putting their models just at like 1 inch away from a wall, and you can't charge them because you can't get within an inch because there's a wall in the way. You cannot physically get within an inch because you can't fit a base between the wall and the model. If you're on the other side of the wall, you're less than an inch away. But now they made it 2 inches, so there goes that. Oh, that's supposed to be flesh. That is supposed to be flesh. Okay. I might put a coat of this on it just so I can... There's supposed to be a pipe that goes there. I'm not concerned about it. Yeah, there's 2/3 of this area right here is flesh, and the other part is metal, because for some reason I didn't make it to flesh. But if I black it out and look at it later and wonder, hey, why is it black? I'll be like, oh, yeah, because it's supposed to be flesh. Also, hopefully this contrast paint will make it a little bit easier for the flesh paint to stick, because this metallic paint is acting a bit slick, making it a bit hard to get this paint on it. In reality, the visual change is not that drastic between the metal and this. I just wanted it because I don't want all these to be black, or to be metal. But I don't want to go through the trouble of trying to paint them in actual color either. We also, one of the parts of the rules, Paul, I noticed. So I charge 4 of my units into your units. Now I have to do the pile-in of all my units. After I do my pile-in, then you do your pile-in of all your units that are within the fighting range. Then the fight commences. So you get a chance to also pile in before I start swinging. I don't know if that realistically will do anything, but it could, and that's good enough for me. Alright. I think, for the most part, all the black wires... Well, no, the ones between his legs. The first one that I mentioned. Also, another interesting thing I would like to mention that was in the article that might not have been noticed, but not once in any of the writing did it mention that charges would be 2d6. It is said this charge move, at the end of this charge move, or when you make a charge move, it never mentioned rolling a 2d6 for your charges. I have a feeling that for the most part, the game is going to stay with 2d6 charges. But that doesn't mean that some models might get 3d6 or something like that, or 2d6 plus 3. Because right now the limit to charges is 12 inches. You cannot charge a unit that is more than 12 inches away. I have a feeling that that restriction might be going away. You are capped by what your dice can do, not what the rules used to say. You couldn't charge. See, is that 10th edition rule, or is that what they said for the 11th edition as well? You're saying it's an earlier article. Okay, so I'm going to guess is, but I haven't seen it. But I would think they would at least have, mention it in this article as well. And I know in the example they gave of the... Okay, I know the example with the bike. In their article, it had it rolling 2d6. So, you're probably right. 2 weeks ago. You see, I need to sit down and take a dedicated time to actually, look at their articles, I guess. Also, Paul, just random question, but have you been on the Minecraft server in the past week or so? I haven't gotten on it. And before anyone in chat asks, this is a private Minecraft server between us and a couple of people we know. It's not a community server type thing that y'all can jump on. So you haven't been on a little while? Okay. I was wanting to see if my shop has sold anything, but I'm gonna guess it has. It hasn't been a lot, because not a lot of people have been playing recently. I hate to say that I think our server is kind of dead right now, but it kind of is dead right now. Only people I've seen on consistently has been Honey Bunny. I haven't even seen Sash on. Alright. Those pipes have been blacked out. These pipes have been blacked out. That one has not, though. Well, it looks like I started it, but I didn't finish it. Okay. But it just needs a second coat, that's all it is. Okay. It does take you 30 minutes, that's right. Because you don't have a teleportation button set up yet. Also, I had to make sure on my freaking playlist here, because YouTube auto creates a playlist. I had to make sure, because the next like half dozen songs after this playlist, or this yeah, you could message the admins and say, hey, here's the coordinates I want for a button for spawn. But yeah, I understand. I had to make sure for this playlist, because the next half dozen songs after this 2-hour song like thing goes through, it was a bunch of sleep token songs. And I'm like, yeah, that's gonna get DMCA to hell and back. There's some pipes on right here on a smokestack. I did a decent job of thinning my paints when doing this model, but it's still a little bit thicker than I would have liked to have been. Yeah, I definitely want to get another Hell Brute. I'll have to get one ordered here soon. I'll paint it either World Eaters or Death Guard, though. I figured in models where I'm limited to 3 of them in an entire army, I'll paint one as Alpha Legion, one as Death Guard, one as World Eaters. So once I start getting also like Predator tanks and stuff too, I'll be also doing the same thing for them. Excuse me. Alright, that's one smokestack finished. Let's get the other one going. Or at least the pipes coming out of it going, I should say. Which song is this one? Oh, this is one of my favorite songs from this artist. Also, Paul, how's the music sounding? I turned YouTube down and then turned the volume up on the audio for here to help try to hopefully get it close to back to where it was, at least for you guys. But now it's quieter for me. Hearing it fine there? Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, it was just a little bit too loud in my ears if I kept YouTube on full volume. It's supposed to just be a little bit of background noise anyways, just to help fill some of the dead air. Because when I get concentrating, sometimes I just go quiet. I think that's all the pipes. No, there's some on his very top up here where the chains are. Dadgummit. They put a lot of... It's a little quieter than it was before, but it's better. Yeah, I think it's better this way. It's not supposed to be too loud anyways. I was thinking about doing what's called audio ducking, but because my mic is on all the time, it would just be ducking all the time. It would not be going up and down depending on if I'm talking or not. I've experimented with it, and that's what it does, and I don't know why. Yeah, this is one of my favorite songs from this artist. I just like it. It just sounds really good. Oh, there's some thick metallic paint right there. That sucks. Like, I can't see the ribbing in the cable. It's just straight metal color right there. That sucks. The sins of my past are haunting me. That's alright. Alright, that's one. How many more are there? Too many. That's the quick answer. I'll keep the one in the center red, though. I can't tell where the ribbed metal, like exposed parts of the cables end and where the actual like rubberized casing begins on some parts. I'm just having to kind of guess. For sure, the next one, when I paint it with an airbrush, or prime it with an airbrush and get it painted, I will not be having this problem with it, though. This is from early painting stages where I was definitely going too thick on it, or I didn't know what I was doing, or something. I don't know. Honestly, it's probably that cheap Walmart paint was the first layer, and then I've been layering over it with like lead belcher, and now I'm layering over it again with black contrast paint. I think that part's supposed to be flesh colored, but I'll paint it black. It looks kind of like the cabling anyways, so screw it. One last cable, at least for the main body. And then I want to bring out lead belcher, start working on some of the metallic parts. Also, I could see where I was starting to highlight like the flesh, like you could see from like here, this half on the horns, I was highlighting up, and on this half has not been highlighted up. And honestly, at this point, just because I want to get it like done, I might just ignore highlighting the flesh for now. And then come back to it in 3 years. There we go. All right. All right. Where's my lead belcher? There it is. I know I got some cables on other parts of the model that I need to color in, but I will do that later. I'm kind of just wanting to focus on the main body and then work on the weapons next, but I don't know. It definitely is a process. I know for me it's just thin layers, and it is practice. It's just a lot of practice. This flesh is honestly really easy because you can make it look disgusting, and it would just work. Kind of like how I got like the legs. His legs are done. I don't have to touch his legs anymore. They're shaded and they're highlighted. This side is only shaded, or yeah, it's painted up and then shaded. The eyeballs here are shaded and highlighted. Half this front section here is shaded, highlighted. And the back of the model here is literally just shaded. It's actually double shaded. If I used Caribou Crimson and Druchii Violet. Yeah, like I said, it does take practice, and it's thin layers. You have to basically act like you're glazing the whole time. Let's see, what do I want to be this color? I do need to fix there's a little bit of metal here on the exposed cabling on the red wire that somehow got painted over. Clean those up a little bit. Most of this is just needing the trim in reality. So the main body is pretty much just it when it comes to the metallics. Might touch up some of this though. There we go. And then for the missile launcher, it's the whole back of the missile launcher. Probably could use a slightly bigger brush for this, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really care. I do need to look at it and figure out what parts are flesh and what parts are metal for the hydraulics here, though. Oh yeah, see that's the that's the old Walmart metal right there. I could tell because it's a slight bluer color. And if I was to already have swapped it, it would have been Lead Belcher. So some parts of this are going to be flesh, but for now, I'm going to paint it all just this metal color just to... Oh yeah, that next part right there's flesh. I'll just keep that. Keep that how it is then. Well, I want to get one of the new Demon Princes for my Alpha Legion army, but my problem is I want to get a custom Hydra head or Snake head for it, and it just doesn't exist. Supposed to be a wire here, but because I'm magnetizing, I don't want to put one there. So, you know, I might find out what that wire is and try to find it in my bits box just to attach it. And this is why I haven't painted these wires yet. I can use them as a little thing to hold on to. Oops. Also, Paul, I found some girl on YouTube earlier. She only has 4 shorts. She does Warhammer stuff. She's like new to it. She has 4 shorts on YouTube, and that's literally all her content is 4 shorts. She has 216 subscribers. I'm like, what the heck? Dude, that's crazy. It's not even like... It's definitely like beginner stuff, though. It's not anything like too crazy. But it's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's probably why. So they can compete with TikTok. What I might start doing is the models that I have finished painting. I might do crap, where'd it go? I have that little lazy Susan thing that spins the model. Here it is, found it. This thing. And I have that light box. I might put these on the light box and just let it spin, and that'll be some shorts that I can kick out. I'm not wanting to do shorts, but if shorts can bring in audience, then that'd be cool. I just don't understand the vertical viewing format. I just don't like it. But maybe that makes me old. Because I prefer this format. I'm just in the opinion that short form content like that is not good for people's attention spans. Lighting, music, and your phone, or in your, sorry, lighting, music, and your paint job's 10 out of 10 is literally just for phones. Yeah, it is literally just for phones. But thanks, I just got this camera, and I'm so happy with it. So thank you for that too. And I love the music that I picked too. So I'm glad that you're enjoying it as well. Trying to get, I think that's. Alright, I'm going to call that area done on the missile launcher. It'll connect up eventually. Hold on. There we go. We'll use this as a handle while I paint some other parts. We like landscape long-form content, and the hip kids like portrait short-form content. Yeah, I'm just under the opinion that it's rotting people's brains, but that's, like I said, it's just an opinion. My attention span's already bad enough as it is. I don't need TikTok making it worse. That's why I have such a big collection of models that are not painted. But I keep buying more. But my attention span's not good. So this has been helpful with getting that attention span longer though. Just forcing myself to paint models and try to just get them done. Just try to do the, it's delayed gratification for myself. Yeah, attention spans are of a squirrel. Yep. Like I said, that's also why I'm streaming. It's just to help hold myself accountable and try to get as many done as possible this year. Like, I might switch and do some of the stuff for from the new box when it comes out, the Armageddon box, but that's just because thinking content creation wise, it will draw the most crowd. It'll get the most attention in the short term. Even though what I want to do is paint more of the army, of my Alpha Legion army. It's just, I'm looking at the June/July time release, switching it back to Dark Angels just for a little bit, just so I can get that, get the attention, the algorithm to hit, grab its attention a little bit. I don't think I want to buy a whole box of that either. I think I just want to buy the Marine half. I'll just have to find someone who either A, only wants the models, or B, if I can buy... Yeah, I was thinking about splitting it with someone local and for me just to get the Marines, because I do want the Marines, because I own Dark Angels. Split it with someone who wants just the orcs. for our first game, and I get to play with a few new stuff that way. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I'm trying to be so careful with the metallics on this part. You're getting the whole thing because, yeah, you have both armies, so that's fair enough. Try to get the focus to work a little bit better on what I'm doing. There you go. I just have to find someone who wants to split it with me here locally, which is pretty good. We have a decent sized local shop. And so, well, yeah, your first concern is definitely getting your car fixed. But you said with your tax return, Paul, that you should be able to afford that, which is good. After that, you could save up for it. I would definitely also, while they're getting your car fixed, also might as well get the oil and whatever else done that it needs done as well while it's in there, because it's been sitting for quite a while. I would definitely recommend getting its fluids changed out. Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah, that's good. I need to get mine sent in for my exhaust issue. But being I don't have another car that I could just borrow off someone or anything like that, I just haven't done it. And I don't want to rent a car for an unknown amount of time. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Oh my gosh, I'm current. That's annoying. This paint's wiping off when I touch it, apparently. All the edges are missing the paint that I just put down on them. Yeah, that's true, but also at the same time, I don't know. I'll have to send it in and have them check it out, which means I'm renting the car while they're checking it out, which who knows how long that'll take. And then depending on how long the repair is, then I have to extend my rental for that long as well. I don't know. It's really annoying. Actually, I have an idea. One of my roommates is going to be gone during the first week of next month. I can have it submitted in, and while they're gone, I could maybe borrow their car. I'll have to see what they think about that. Even though right now I don't have... Well, no, I have my emergency savings. I can dig into that. It's no big deal. Even though I don't like the idea of digging into my emergency savings. It will be fine, I think. Especially because I've seen this problem. This problem's been an existing thing for a while. I also want them to figure out why the heck my car won't crank after getting gas if I don't leave it cranked while getting gas. I kind of know what that is about, but I also want them to confirm it. for me. I need to stop touching the lead belcher parts because it hasn't. I don't know if it needs to cure per se, but every single time I touch the lead belcher areas, some of it rubs off. So I definitely need to stop doing that. We had the exhaust leak though. There's going to come a time where my car will just decide it just don't want to go any further until it's fixed. I've been told that it's literally like it's not a ticking time bomb, like it's going to explode, but it's only a matter of time before the car says it's done with existing with this problem, basically. And then it will have to get fixed. Also, it's affecting my gas mileage, so getting it fixed will ultimately... Yeah, I'm on borrowed time. The car won't, like, go kaput. Like, it won't be a, you know, completely dead, but basically it's slowly choking itself out. And it has cut off on me several times now, where I'll be going, and then will get off the gas pedal, and instead of it, you know how RPMs will slowly go down? Mine will just zero out, and then the car will just shut off. The car will still be moving, but it'll be off. And I'm like, oh, this ain't good. I had it happen when I was getting off the interstate going to work a couple months back. So I pulled off to the side of the road and had to re-crank it and just let it sit for a second. I asked our cousin while he was changing my oil to get some pictures of the exhaust while he was under there. And he said he would, but I think he forgot because I have not seen pictures of it yet. Should have asked him when I saw him the other week, but oh well. I know who I want to send it though to. I'm not sending it to the same place you sent your car to. I'm sending it to there's another place that they did good work on my car last time I had problems. Alright. All the metal on that is done. Now just do the metal on this. I do feel like a lot of our, at least my early struggles with model painting was definitely using the bad, cheap paints. Because now that I'm painting those paints, I'm like, oh yeah, those were horrendous to use. Once I'm done with the metal, I guess I'll go to shading the metal parts next. And then I have roughly an hour left before I want to hang up the stream tonight and then go to bed. Depending on how tomorrow looks for if I'm working Friday or not, I guess I'll determine if I stream or not. I don't know. Thinking about it. So like I said, I really want to get this model done before I get the defiler on Saturday. If I don't work Friday, I'll definitely be streaming Friday at some point. I do need to get my hair cut, and I definitely need to get a shower. I might have to bite the bullet and come to y'all's house and take a shower. Because I don't have any options outside of that currently. Oh gosh, how much do I have? I have, oh gosh, I don't even know. A lot. I think at one point, one of the editions, I had it pointed out, and it was over 5,000 points. But with the editions changing and points changing, I don't really know. I haven't looked this year to see what the points cost changed to, but I have 2 Forge Fiends / Mauler Fiends. I have 6 Obliterators, 3 Venom Crawlers. Is it 50 Legionaries, Paul? I don't remember how many I have total. Not a single squad is painted, by the way, of those Legionaries. Not a full one, at least. But, I have 10 Terminators, 5 Chosen. Yeah, most of it's not painted. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. So I can hopefully dig through it all. It's about 5,000 points. If I remember correctly. Actually, if I take, hold on. I'll pull out the Warhammer app and I'll run through it real quick based off of my memory. Because once I see the pictures of the models, I'll remember real fast. So just give me one moment. Let me grab my phone. Oh gosh, of course. Hold on. Alright, my roommate was texting me, and of course I have my phone away from me. But if I go to Battle Force, do I have a total? Hold on. Sometimes I have a list, and it just says total like Chaos Space Marines. Let's see if I have that. Nope, don't have it. All right. Go Chaos Space Marines. Yeah, see, Paul, that was the problem I was thinking, and I'm like, I better fix this real quick. I'm gonna just go Cabal of Chaos and put in total CSM. Create army. Start with Abaddon. I have 2 Chaos Lords. I have at least 1 Chaos Lord and Terminator armor. Chaos Lord with a jump pack. I have Cypher. 2 Dark Apostles. The Dark Commune. Phoebius Bile. Arcan World Claimer. I don't have it for World Eaters, or I have a couple of... I have some on foot, but they're not painted for Chaos Space Marines. So I have 1 with wings that is for my Alpha Legion. I just got Huron, Blackheart, a Lord Discordant. I think, yeah, I have 1 Master Executions, 2 Masters of the Possessions, 2 Sorcerers. 1 is supposed to have a jump pack, but that was before they deleted jump packs. So rip jump pack Sorcerers. I have 1 of those. That was what I bought off of a buddy of mine. Bastor, 2 Warp Smiths. So just in characters alone, you're heading out. I have a lot of driving to do for work tomorrow. Okay, thanks for hanging out, Paul. I'll try to catch you later. So just in characters alone, you're looking at 2,290 points. I'm going to Warlord him, just so it's not screaming at me about that at least. Wait. Oh, Demonic Allegiance for the Demon Prince. Sure, whatever. We'll make him Corn, because why not? Battle line. I'm pretty sure I have 50. Just gonna round that up. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. Cultist, oops. I have 30 cultists. So that's 1,000 points on battle line alone. Dedicated transport, I have 1 rhino. Even though I have more than 1 rhino, to be fully honest, but 1 is painted as World Eaters, 1 is painted as Alpha Legion. I don't own any Cursed Cultists. I do own 2 squads of bikes. I have a Predator, but I don't have it fully built yet, so it could be either or. I'll just say it's the Annihilator. Chaos Spawn. We'll say I have 3 units. I have more depending on what army I'm playing, but I have like 3 units dedicated to Nurgle, 1 unit dedicated to Corn for my World Eaters. I have... Yeah. Come on, dadgummit. No, want to. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot, that's why. Okay, yeah, this was, a lot of this was bought during COVID when I had nothing better to do with my money. I don't have a Vindicator. I do have 5 Chosen. I'm getting a Defiler, but the points are wrong here, so I don't want to add it yet. Having Forge Fiend. It's going to be painted as World Eaters, but that's alright. How many units of Havocs do I have? I have more than 3 units of Havocs, but I'm all AdMech at the moment, and we only just got new units in the not copying Necron squad, right? I have a Hellbrute. I have a Helldrake, but I'm reluctant to add it to this. Got Master of the Maelstrom, a Mauler Fiend. I have a Nautilus Crown, 3 units of Obliterators, 1 unit of Possessed. I have the old Raptors kit. I'll say I have 2 units of that. 3 Venom Crawlers. And we'll say 2 units of Warp Talons, because I got a lot of the jump pack guys, but I don't know how many exactly. Some of them are from a friend that I bought them off of, and some of them are ones that I bought myself. So we're looking at a grand total, based off my estimations, of 6,985. Once I buy the Defiler, I'll just add 2 of these because that's the same as Defiler's points. Yeah, totally legal, right? Hey, in a Apocalypse game, this could be. Once the Defiler is added, that's why I added 2 more units of them, it would be 7,235 points. Would I want to play this army in Apocalypse? Probably not. But yeah, that is my estimations. I'll just delete these. On my Chaos Space, just Chaos Space Marines. A second Defiler? No, I didn't add the Defiler here because the points are wrong. But yeah, that is a shameful amount of points that I own versus how many points I actually have painted. But actually, did I do the Terminators? Did I do them right? Hold on. Yes, I did. Okay, I did have 10 Terminators. Okay, we're good. Yeah, that's what I like about this app. I can literally just say, hey, I'm just going to make a huge freaking list of everything I own. Do I have that for... Do I have a total World Eaters list? Or not? Yes, I do. Total World Eaters army is 4,200. I have a bunch of standard AdMech, and then I have a bunch of fluff AdMech, dual-wielding maces, etc. Nice. Yeah, this is my total World Eaters list of everything I own for World Eaters. Yes, I do own 3 Masters of Executions for them. I have 30 Khorne Berserkers. Wait, I thought Battle Line went... Oh, that is all that's for Battle Line. Okay. Rhino, a Land Raider. I finally did buy myself a Land Raider. Got to play with it once so far, and I did like how it performed. My Chaos Spawn. 10 Terminators for them as well. Lots of 8-bound, because that's how World Eaters play. Forge Fiend, the Goremongers. I also got a Hellbrute in here. This is the Monopose Hellbrute from like 7th edition that I need to actually break apart because it's super glued together but missing its head, so I have to put a head in it. I have, excuse me, sorry. I have 40 Jackals. And then a Mauler Fiend added to it. I want to get a Khorne Lord's Skulls too, but that's just a purchase that I keep putting off because it's ridiculously expensive and hard to play. Yeah, it's probably best to stick with just one army, and don't do 7 armies like I did. Because now I have 7 armies and none of them are fully painted up. Or at least not even 2,000 points of models are painted up. World Eaters are close, but... Ow! Yep, I have a scar on my pinky, so... If I squeeze it, you might be able to see it. There's a... Oh, it's kind of hard to see. But there's a line going that way across my my pinky. It's kind of hard. You can kind of see it on camera. And yeah, that's from me cutting my... That's where I cut myself with the hobby knife. Ironically, with this model, actually, with the Hellbrute. I was cutting the parts of it off the sprue because I didn't have clippers at the time. This was new to me getting in the hobby. And yeah, somehow, and even though I'm left-handed, so I don't fully understand how I did it. But I was apparently holding onto the screw and forcing the knife down. And I just did that, apparently, and just cut directly across. I'll be honest, I was excited to see these diluted powder so rare to get and pour on it. Stop the bleeding immediately, but stung. Ah. I wish I had something like that. I just, I knew I cut myself immediately. I was like, yep, I just cut myself, that hurts. Went to the bathroom, grabbed some toilet paper, and held it on there, kind of squeezing it to help try to slow the bleeding. But quickly realized that the blood was just going into the toilet paper really quick. I'm like, huh, I cut myself pretty deep. I pulled the toilet paper off my pinky and realized just how deep I cut, and immediately started to go lightheaded. Oh, yep. Yeah, luckily my blade didn't break, but yeah, I definitely, I went lightheaded for after I noticed how bad I hurt myself. Alright. I think the metal... But I have also stabbed myself with a pencil, and don't think it'll show up on camera though, but there's a piece of pencil lead right there in the webbing of my hand. That was the I'm really bad with Christmas gifts and stabbing myself. I need to pay attention to that when I'm getting Christmas gifts from now on. You have that on your knee? Yeah. I was opening up my Game Boy Advance SP that I got for Christmas. And I didn't have a knife, and I didn't have scissors. Or maybe my brother and sister were using the scissors or something like that. They were opening up theirs. And I was like, I know what will pop open the plastic wrap around it real quick. And I took the scissors, or the pencil, and I was stabbing it into the plastic, and it kept going. It just went right in and then broke. It's going to be there permanently? Yeah, I've accepted that. That was... How old was I? 8? 8 or 9 when that happened? When it first happened, I did get a good bit of the pencil let out. But then there was just this one big chunk that I could not get out, and it's still there to this day. It literally has not moved at all. So it'll just sit there. Yeah, it's basically a traditional tattoo. Yep, you're right. Actually, yeah, you can't see that on camera. I could see it, but I have once did take a knife and was carefully like breaking into the skin slowly, trying to get to it. This was a little while back, and then I just gave up. I was like, it's taking way too long. I'm gonna end up hurting myself worse. I better stop. No, it's a chunk of it. I could, whenever it was first like new, after it healed up, I could still feel like a chunk of it. It might be pigment by now. It might have broken down. It might not be a solid piece anymore, but when it was first there, it literally was a chunk. Where's my Bugman's glow? There it is. Yeah, it might have broken down to be pigment at this point, but when it was first there, it was definitely a hard chunk of lead sitting there. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you've got yours worn down. Mine is... Me being left-handed, this arm doesn't get a lot of use like that. And also it's in one of the most movable parts of your body. So if anything does go there, it just gets pushed out the way. If I ever decide to get... I don't think I'll ever do it, but I could get, I guess, get surgery to have it removed. But I feel like it would be a lot of trouble just to get this tiny nub of lead out of my... And it's not even real lead, it's pencil lead, which is, what, graphite? So, it's... Yeah, they might decline it because it would just cause more harm than good, so... Which is fine. Like I said, it's no big deal. It's not hindering me in any way. It don't hurt any... It doesn't hurt, so it's like, it's just... this benign little thing that's exists in me now. Pretty AdMech? Yeah. The funny thing you say, like it's pretty AdMech. I at my work, I do I operate a CNC machine, so I'm not quite tech priest. I'm not an engineer, so I'm not like a tech priest keeping the thing running. But I'm definitely very AdMech like at my job, because I have to oil up the machine to make sure it's, you know, doing what it's supposed to do, and then I keep feeding it material so it can keep feeding me product for my company to sell. Yep. Apply the holy oil, or in my case it's lubricant, but still same difference. If anything does go wrong, I do go speak to my my engineers, and they're pretty much the tech priests. And if they can't figure it out, then we take it up to the Archmagos, which would be customer support. Yeah. That's great. Yes, when I first started working at the company I'm working for, I've seen the machine being used, but I wasn't there for that job. I was there for cutting parts out manually and doing stuff like that. And then once I was there for a little while, they asked me, they're like, would you be interested in learning how to operate the machine? And I'm like, funny you should mention that. I actually do have a little bit of experience running CNC machines from my previous job. And they're like, oh, sweet. So the following week, they got me on it and trained, you know, basically got me back up to speed of where I was at my last job. And pretty much since then, I've been running it solo. No one else outside of the engineers at my work know how to run it. Which is kind of, to me it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. Good thing is it's job security, because the engineers have better things to do than to run the machine. But it's also a bad thing because if anything does happen to me, they have no one to run it. Yeah, they get paid. Yes, and they have to be, right. I do honestly think that not everyone can be trained on everything. There are some, especially at my workplace. My workplace is it's funny. We're a manufacturing company, but we're actually a nonprofit. And the one time I was away, they let an unlicensed guy on. He flung himself into the wall. Ow! Yeah, that's... Oh my gosh, Ragdoll Gary's mod style. Yep. That's funny. As someone who has spent a great deal of time in my early adulthood watching the Vanoss crew playing Gary's mod, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I still watch them. What am I talking about? But, yeah, there's a guy at my work. He doesn't necessarily touch my machine, but he definitely, like... He touches a part that's adjacent to my machine, and it ticks me off because he shouldn't be even messing with that part of it. But no one's also telling him to stop, and I'm not in the position to tell him that. And I'm like, all right, watch him break it. If he breaks it, then what are y'all gonna do? Because what happens is to run the CNC machine to keep the product in place, we have brackets that help hold it down, but we also run a vacuum. Well, the vacuum, the only thing that's turning it on and off is just a circuit breaker. Well, this guy's already figured out that he could just flip the circuit breaker whenever he's tired of hearing it. And so I'll be out of the room, either going to the restroom or getting other material prepped for the machine, and the vacuum will just turn off. And I'm like, what the heck is he doing? I'll go in there, he goes, yeah, it stopped running because the job was done apparently, and it just kept running this noise maker, so I just decided I just wanted to turn it off. I'm just looking at him like he's lost his daggone mind. It's like, you're not trained on it. And my company's very big on, you're not trained on it, don't touch it. Because they want safety, there's safety procedures in place. It's meant to keep us all safe. And here's this guy thinking he can just touch a machine that he has zero training on. Ah, yep. I had a job like that. My previous job, they actually fired me, but I was there for 8 years. Yeah, it was like 8 years. And literally every other person that was on the production floor that was there longer than me have already left. So I'm the only person there that knew how to do anything that was on the production floor. And then they hired some new people, and I was trying to help get them caught up to speed. Some of them were somewhat disabled and they couldn't do what I could do. And oftentimes they would come to me and say, hey, I can't find this part. Can you help me find it? I'm like, I know exactly where that part is. And so I knew the job. I knew where all of our parts were. And then we had a job because I got informed what job was coming in next or soon. And it was a conveyor belt that weighed produce. And if it was the correct weight, it would let it go through. If it was the wrong weight, it would kick it off into a reject bin. I'm the only one in the shop that knew how to work that or do that job. Like, actually did the job. There's the engineers and then the our boss who kind of knew about it, but they haven't physically done that work. Well, before that job came in, they decided to let me go. And so that was my one little bit of satisfaction of leaving that place was, well, they're about to have not a fun time trying to figure out how to do something that none of them has ever done before. I probably should have quit that job before I got fired, but oh well. That's why my boss fired me, he was like, "Yo, this company's moving up, and we need people that'll catch up, and I just don't think you'll be able to keep up." I'm like, I've been working here for 8 years. I'm literally the reason why this company's still kind of floating right now, because I'm the only person on the production floor. Before we hired 2 new people that still don't fully know what they're doing. But okay. And it's been... When did I get fired? Got fired from there in 2023. We're now in 2026, and they haven't moved up at all. They're still in the same old building. And I'm like, well, so much for moving up and moving out and expanding the company, expanding the building, like you were mentioning to me, because none of that happened. But anyway, I'm in a better job now, so I'm happier in the long run, so. You're in a better-ish job. My only complaint about my new job is I'm not getting paid as much as the old job was, but I'll take me being happier than making more money. At least I'm making enough money to get by and do what I want to do, so I'm not going to complain. And plus, the position I'm in right now is pretty secure. I don't have to worry about anything. And my company will pay for will pay for me to get courses so I can actually get fully certified on the CNC machine. And once I get that, I do have where I could go to just about any company that has CNC. I am the only person who has not hurt their back at its job, so I can do the manual stuff. Yeah, my back has been messed up for a while, but I think it's hereditary. I think it is a family thing, so I do have to be careful with that. But my current position at my job is very light on my back, so I'm able to be careful with it. All right, I think that's all. Well, no, it's not all the flesh. I forgot about this. But yeah, my company does have where they'll pay for college courses up to a certain amount, but the certification course for CNC operators is within what they're willing to pay. So my plan, if they'll ever calm down with the overtime, which should be soon, is to start that certification course, get fully certified, and then if I want to move out of this company, I have the option to, and I will be making more money. But because it is a nonprofit, and I do like what the... Basically, my company, we help support people who are mentally and physically challenged, help find work. And my work itself also actually does that because we're part of that nonprofit. So it's nice to work for a company that is a nonprofit like that, but also have the manufacturing that I also like to do. And this is going to look like the wrong color while I'm painting it here right now. That's only because the rest of the skin on the underside here has already been shaded. Once I get all this flesh base coated, I will also be shading it. And then it should all look like the same color, if I remember my shade colors correctly. Which I think I did. It's Caribou Crimson and Druchii Violet, but I don't remember what order it was. I think it is that order that I just mentioned, though. So I think I did the red first, and then decided it didn't look dark enough, and then I did the Druchii Violet, and it darkened it up real nice. I flip the model upside down. Right, wait for that to dry for a little bit, and actually, did I come back with this color? Can't tell. No, it's the next color. It is Cadian Flesh Tone. That's what it looks like. Well, that's supposed to be flesh as well. Dadgummit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna edge highlight these eyelids with this flesh color. So it just looks disturbing. Yeah, that's the Dark Vengeance Hub root. Yeah, that's the other one I have that I was talking about needing to take apart. The problem, because it's missing its head. If it wasn't missing its head, I would have just left it alone. But because the person that gave it to me, the dude literally gave it to me for free. But it has no head. And so I need to take it apart so I can at least try to get something in there. But yeah, I do like its more dynamic pose. You got the, but I got the choice paralysis. Choice paralysis for, as in you don't know what you want to paint it as, or yeah, how you want to paint it. Okay, yep. Yeah, that's true. You won't be able to replace it. I only got lucky with getting mine, the Dark Vengeance Hellbrute, because I posted on my local hobby group, and I was like, "Hey, does anyone have a Hellbrute for sale? Because I'm having trouble ordering one online, and I want another one." And the guy said, "I have one. I'll literally just give it to you." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." And so whenever he gave it to me, that's when I realized it didn't have a head on it. For 40 euro, that's amazing. I wish I can get the Chosen from that kit, because the Chosen look really good. Yeah, the Chosen, I like the look of the Chosen. They're not too much different from the ones that are currently being sold, but I just like their mono pose look. And then the Lord that came in it with the demon sword and the plasma pistol looks really cool too. All right, yep, put some little bit of flesh tone on. Yeah. See if I can zoom it or just. Kind of hard to see, but there's some flesh tones now on those other eyeballs. Actually, while you're having a look at that, I'm going to go use the restroom real quick, because I really gotta go. Yep, I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So let's go back to that. Thank you. Let's see. I would really like to get all of the flesh done tonight, but I don't know how possible that is. I might have to stay over what I was scheduling myself to have. I might do that just so I can get this flesh finished, because that would be huge. Oh, no. This is why you don't rush, because I just put a glob of... There we go. No, already fixed. But a big glob of that flesh color went right there. You had to go to bed about 15? Alright. So basically, I'll do it on a part that's already dry. How about that? At least show you what I'm working on, or how I'm going to do it. I'll glue that on off stream. How about that? All right. So what I do is I take Caribou Crimson. I actually need a new pot of it. What that other part was? Oh yeah. Yeah, that goes here. But I'll glue that on off stream, so. Because it was, I figured it would just be easier to paint it with it off. And also the reason why I did that originally is because I painted the head separately. And then glued it in. If I get this back off. You had to glue it in from behind. So I left this side piece off so I can get the head in there, glue it in, and then I could get this in afterwards. But the way how you prime models and whatnot, I had to do it in stages. So I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. But unfortunately, it does show lines on the model where there should be just skin without any problems, but that's all right. I'll live with little mistakes like that. About this, I'll do that on the missile pod. So I do the Bugman's Glow first. And once it's all dry, Caribou Crimson. Put a healthy amount on there. Will the inner arm be removed again when done, or just the magnetic weapon? It'll just be the magnetic weapon, because that part was only off for, well, it was for magnetizing and for getting that head in there. But once this is all painted up and done, it'll be permanently glued onto the side of the model. But because there's a magnet in it, I could just remove the weapons anytime I want. Yeah, that's true. I could gum it up with some more paint. Once that dries, or while that's doing its thing, I'll run carefully try to run some on the other fleshy bits that I painted up. And there's some cables and wires that need to be painted in this, but I'm just not going to worry about it right now. They're like very minor details, and overall it's not going to... Don't want to take up all the time doing those little things right now. I'm trying to just get the big parts done. Thank you. Yeah, and that's not even the trim part yet either. That's just the regular, just bare metal. Once I get the... it's coming off already again. Dadgummit. Because it's darker than the trim color that I got going on. But yeah, definitely did make it look more finished. Alright, that's gonna sit there and dry right now. I'm gonna move to the side. I'm actually gonna kind of just place that in there for now, just for ease of painting. Looks great there, the metallic, definitely, yeah, okay. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Shade sells it? Yeah, it does. And this isn't even... And I hit it with two different shades. The purple one goes on after this. And it gives it a more... bit of a darker appearance, too. Yeah, I knew because I'm using cooler colors for the main armor, I wanted a warmer flesh color. So like, oh, this is like an infernal, like, evil flesh look. So I was like, I want I don't know where I got this combo from. I don't know if I came up with it myself or if I saw it somewhere else and decided to follow it. Move that out the way because I don't want to accidentally bump it if I can help it. I'm hoping once I'm done with this big part here, the maybe the missile launcher will be done or be dried up, so I can put the purple on it. It's very close already to what I've already done on the previous parts of the skin, so I feel like I'm on the right track. Just from memory, what I did years ago. Alright, I think that's all the... I'm not gonna do this on the eyelids. It's just too little paint there, and I kind of want it to pop. I do need to paint in those eyeballs and get them to the same purple color. I already got the other ones that are here. Where's my missile launcher? There it is. It's mostly dry. The missile parts themselves are not, but I can move on to the other parts of it though. So that was the Caribou Crimson. Now I bring out the Druchii Violet. And use a fine liner for the eyes. Yeah, these eyeballs right here are big enough where I could probably use a regular brush and be just fine. So then I use the Druchii Violet. I will actually be putting this on my palette though, because this taller that being a taller bottle, I don't want to accidentally spill it. And there we go. It's already darkened up a good bit from just that. So yeah, that's definitely the right combo I did. I'm glad I memorized that. Because it would have not looked too different, I don't think, if I swapped the order, but you have a text file for painting? Yeah, I should have done that. For the most part, I have memorized all of my schemes. But sometimes it slips. You know, slip through the cracks. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I went from painting in my dining room with no like hobby light or whatever. It was literally just the overhead light, which was a chandelier type thing. wasn't even a fancy chandelier thing, it was a cheap little thing. But used that as my only source of lighting. And then once I got a desk, I started painting at my desk, but then the lighting in my room was so terrible that I had to get a desk light. And I've bought several over the years, just not fancy ones or whatever, but came across the one I currently am using, and it's been doing all right. I can change the color temperature on the light itself, but I prefer to keep it just one setting. And I've only recently bought the one, so I have a overhead light right here, but now I have one that's coming from an angle coming down over here, so it has a bit more area for the light. Yep, alright, so the missile rack flesh is now done. The newer magnetic USB light box thing, which is adjust with the adjustable light. Newer. I'm gonna have to look at that one, because the camera mount that I'm using is made of metal, so I would like to actually have something magnetic. Currently, right now, I'm using a clamp system type thing, and I don't fully trust it, but the light is not too heavy, so I think I can get away with it for now. But if I can get magnetic lights, that would probably be a lot better. Has a camera thread things? Yeah, that's at least for American sizing, that's a 1/4-20 thread, which is what my light has as well, but I just wish it was magnetic. Flips onto it. Oh. So it has like a... Oh, it has the was it cold shoe or hot shoe, whatever they want to call it, mount as well. I might need to look into that, because I could have attached it to my camera. Yeah, awesome. Alright. I will look that up on my Amazon thing. Yeah, the sled. Yeah. Let me look it up on my Amazon just real quick. Because sometimes finding lights that'll work for my setup could be a pain. Newer magnetic and RGB as well. That would make it. Is it a box, like a square, or is it more like a rectangular shape thing? I see several of them right off the rip. Plus, the beautiful thing about this kind of skin work is I can literally stop it partway through and it won't damage it too bad, because it's supposed to look disgusting. So it's uneven. It's like a square-shaped pocket watch. Okay, I think I see them. Oh, I think they're on sale right now. They black on the... I think that's... Yeah, that was like them. They're on limited time deal on Amazon without... Yep, this is it. I see it. Yes. With cold shoe mount. Yep, I think that's it. Magnetic design. This is exactly it. Thank you for telling me about this. I will... Wonder how long they're on for this deal. It doesn't say. Alright. I'm going to put 2 in my cart. Don't look straight into it. Got it. Yeah, that's the exact one that I'm looking at. The 2500 to 8500K RGB61. Yep, that's the exact one I just found. Thank you so much for that, because I will be getting them. And with the RGB capabilities, that'll bring up my production value as well, in terms of now I can have, like, if I'm presenting a model on the 360 camera, I can also adjust the lighting to be another color besides just standard white light. And with them being that small, I can actually put them in my light box as well. So that'll work really, really well. Yeah, this light that I have, the new one I currently bought, it doesn't have the RGB stuff. It's a decent sized one. But even on like lower like brightness settings, I don't want to... Okay, that's my heat. Like even on like low settings, it can still be pretty bright. I keep it around 40% brightness. Oh, that's cool too, though. The fire effect would be really good for like chaos models, or like salamanders. If you're like trying to get light from underneath with that fire effect, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be something to brainstorm. And there we go. Got a little bit left. It doesn't look exact. Actually, that one looks exact almost. Perfectly on time. But yep, skin is done as far as I'm concerned. I do need to shade the metallics, but honestly, I could wait till next stream to do that. But here's what he's looking like so far. So, yep, you need to go. I probably need to go too. So I'll end the stream right here. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for keeping me company. I appreciate that. Thank you for getting my attention on those lights. I will definitely be ordering them here soon. This model is coming along very, very well, so I'm happy. I don't know if I'll be streaming tomorrow. I guess just keep on the lookout. I'll be streaming around the same time as I did today, if I do. But with that, I'll let us leave. You have yourself a good night or good morning, or you have no work Friday. I don't know if I have to work Friday or not. We're supposed to know by my first break at work tomorrow. I'm hoping I don't, because my department's doing good on our production 0-hour contract. Okay. Yeah, I know for sure I work tomorrow. But I don't know about working Friday. I'll have to see. For me, it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't know what time it is at where you are. So for me, I'll say I have a good night. But for you, I don't have a good morning. Or yeah, I'm definitely gonna if I. It's 3 a.m. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Have a good night. Try to sleep well. I will also try to get some good sleep. And I will see you on my next stream, bud. No problem. Let's go.